is old Taco Joe coming to you for the floor store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the floor store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Haers can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give him a call today at 817-641-9444. The floor store, they got you covered.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to No Judgment here. I am your host, Tish. Have you ever been stuck in a place in life where you feel like you want to pursue a dream that you put on the back burner, or maybe you've set a goal and you don't know how to move forward? Or maybe you have been through some trauma. Maybe you've been to hell and back. And you're at a point in your life now where you want to turn that pain into power, but still, you're not sure how. Well, you are in luck, because tonight my two guests are here to share just how you and I can do just that. I want you to meet Elena Rodriguez. She is a multi-award winning speaker, serial author, and entrepreneur dedicated to helping women transform into the best versions of themselves, both personally and professionally. I can certainly attest to this because Elena actually helped me get here. And it is crazy because it took a lot of her classes, her coaching, in order for me to actually reach some goals that I didn't even know were within my grasp, actually. I am just so excited for you to hear what she is offering, and it is amazing. She is also the founder of the nonprofit, The Christmas Widow. Elena has a strong history of optimizing every experience through the art of forgiveness, resilience, and determination. She has built a strong reputation for proving that any one of us, anyone that is sitting there thinking, nah, not me, I'm just going to go ahead and tune this out. No, please don't. You need to listen, because you can achieve your dreams with the right guidance, tools, and heartfelt motivation. We are also joined by Julie Laughlin Haers. She is co-founder of Breathe Capital Planning, and Breathe Capital Planning Business Consulting specializes in working with three key areas: for people establishing their financial plan post-divorce or traumatic loss, working with solopreneurs and entrepreneurs to develop and implement their financial plans. Julie is also a motivational speaker and financial educator. Welcome, ladies, to the show. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Can you?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you guys. So listen, before you guys start talking about all this super exciting stuff, and not that what we're going to talk about now is not exciting, because it is, but you have created, Elena and Julie, an event called Phenomenal Woman. But before we dive into all of the great details of this exciting opportunity for every woman that is either listening now or will listen in the future, tell me a little bit about yourself, what you currently do, and a little bit personally, just to kind of get to know you on a personal level. Are you married? Are you single? Do you have children? Elena, I'm going to start with you. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Tish. Yeah, well, first, I'm single. I'll just put that out there. I actually lost my husband on Christmas Eve 2018. That is the reason for the Christmas Widow, my nonprofit. But today I am single and thriving. I have two older sons. My youngest will be 17 in September, and my oldest turns 21 tomorrow. And I coach and I consult women in business, and I'm everybody's cheerleader. And I just want everyone to build their dream. Because of my loss of my husband, I value time differently today. And I do believe that we need to take advantage of our minutes now and not be the one to say, man, time goes so fast. Like, let's just do it now. So, life's hardships have allowed me to actually create a life that brings me complete fulfillment today.
I love that. I love that. And thank you for sharing that, because God has a purpose and a plan for all of us. And I believe that your journey, no, I know, not believe, I know that your journey that you have been on, and you have blessed so many with, and are blessing people with today, and especially women, with the Phenomenal Woman event. It is amazing. I am humbled to know that I too can turn my pain into power. I see that. I know that because you're an example of that, a beautiful shining diamond example of that, Elena. And
Thank you.
you give so many people, so many women hope. So I appreciate you coming on this evening. Okay, Julie, we are going to move to you to tell us a little bit about what you do today, currently, and a little bit personally.
Well, thanks, first of all, for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of this with Elena. When she asked me to collaborate as part of her executive committee, I jumped at the opportunity to work with her. Elena and I met just this past year in Niagara Falls at a motivational speaking exercise, a weekend jaunt retreat, if you will, and we just really clicked. We found that we had a lot of synergies and a lot of things where our lives somewhat overlapped. I had been in corporate America, working mainly as a consultant for the majority of my life in actually construction, believe it or not. Very male dominated industry. And about 10 or 11 years ago now, I experienced a pretty challenging divorce. It actually took me 3 years to navigate that process. And I thought to myself, you know what? If other women are experiencing this, um, I want to help them because it was complicated. It took a lot of negotiating for me to extricate my finances from my ex husband's finances. He's involved in a very large family held business. And I really just got the bug to, at that point, own my own business. My son at the time was very small, and I was about to actually, Tish, I was about to get on a plane to go to Texas. And it was my son's 7th birthday. And my father was dropping me off at the airport, and he looked at me and he said, honey, I know you're very successful and you're very well known for what you do. And your mom and I are so proud of you. But you know what? I don't know if it's worth it anymore. Just looking at his little grandson crying his tears. It may be time for a pivot. And you know what? My dad's words rang in my ear all the way to Texas. That coupled with running into a childhood best friend who was critically ill with cancer. She kind of got me thinking, you know what, Julie, you're really good at helping people make decisions. Why don't you do it professionally? An area that you've always excelled in is financial. So why don't you think about starting your own business and starting other people? And I can tell you this, I've never looked back. And it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life is to use my unique God-given talents to help other people.
Wow. And I think that sometimes I kind of couple what you both have said. One is Elena has shared that after the passing of her husband, that time is extremely important, that she values it more now. And the other thing is that people, like you said, Julie, your father had said really powerful words to you and you hung on to them and it just kind of resonated with you. I think that if anyone listening has had someone say something encouraging like that, maybe a little bit motivating, or has even kind of planted a seed of thought, but you haven't really thought about doing it now because you think you have all the time in the world, right? You think, I'll do that later. I'll do that when I feel like I've raised my children, or maybe I'll do this when I retire and I can do something else, or I don't have the tools right now, or I don't have the money, or I don't really know how this is going to take off. Is this going to be successful? Is it going to be a waste of time? Should I not? But to me, I feel like when you are passionate about something, if you have had something that you have set on the back burner, if you have a goal or if you have a dream that you think, I just wished I could try, today is the day to stop wishing.
Yes.
Today is the day to stop leaving it on the back burner, to stop with the excuses, because when you have coaches, mentors, leaders, classes, information, tools that can get you from saying those things, thinking those things, to actually putting the work in motion. I mean, man, once you take that first step or first two steps, maybe I say this with so much passion. I can attest to, after the first step, second step, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I had it in me like Dorothy. I had the power all this time.
Yeah.
I could have done this a long time ago, but instead of living in the coulda, shoulda, woulda, I started living in what is my purpose now? How can I take these tools, this information that I have been blessed with whenever Elena was coaching me, and how can I put this into motion by, yes, doing the work, and yes, doing some of the work scared, but
Yeah.
I did the work confident and scared, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Elena, before we move into the phenomenal woman, can you tell me a little bit, or tell our listeners a little bit about the Christmas Widow? You are the founder of the nonprofit Christmas Widow, and you mentioned that came about after you lost your husband.
Yes. Yeah, my husband had a heart attack on November 30th of 2018, and he was in the ICU on life support pretty much for the next 25 days, and he did pass on Christmas Eve. So, coming home to an empty house and there's just no Christmas in sight. Christmas is my favorite time of year. So that was really hard, especially as a mom, when we had eaten at the hospital every day for all of those days. So there was just no cute Christmas snacks and no Christmas music. And it was just a really hard time on top of a hard time. So, I do believe there's incredible pain through power. Or there's incredible power in your pain. And God had actually given me the gift to recognize this before my husband passed. So he was prepping me, he was preparing me. And I knew that in this dark space, there still was purpose. I do believe that everything happens at the time God chooses and in preparation for a moment yet to come. So even though the pain was excruciating, I still knew there was some good that I could do with it. I did not want to let my pain go to waste. And the year kept crumbling. The hard part is thinking that the actual death of my husband and burying him was hard. The year actually got worse.
Mm.
And I'll let you take me there if you want, Tish, but I'll just move on. The year actually got worse. And it took me about 2 years to hear really what God was telling me. And I didn't want to. And I call it like Jerry Maguire when he was writing that memo, like the infamous memo.
Mhm.
And I was awoken from my sleep and sat at my laptop in tears, literally just writing out the plan for the Christmas widow. And it was terrifying because coming back from financial ruin, which happened after my husband died, I was terrified. I thought, how can I possibly do this? And I'm thinking, God, like, why, how can you ask this? And what do I do? And I just did it. And we've been established for 1 full year, and we're starting small, but coming out with such heart and such purpose. And it is proof that there is incredible power harnessed in your pain, and it's so powerful that it has the ability to help you do amazing things that you never could have ever thought you would have been able to do. But it also has the power to stop you
Mm.
in your tracks and hold you back for the rest of your life. Pain is that powerful. And I just chose to do something positive with mine. And now we help newly widowed families and the children at Christmas time with financial resources, gifts, and meals and things like that. But we also, throughout the year, it's kind of tied into the Phenomenal Woman, we empower women with skills, resources, opportunities to pick up their pieces and rebuild.
And Elena, I don't want to get into too much personal because I know we really want to chat about the Phenomenal Woman, but I think that it would bring it would be a little more, for lack of a better word, impactful
Mhm.
if women knew, because there are women that could be listening that think, well, and not to belittle or make the passing of your husband seem minute, but people could say, well, I mean, my husband passed, but she probably had money. I mean, there's no way that I could do what she's doing. I mean, she started a foundation and a nonprofit, and now she's doing this. I mean, she must have had some sort of money, or maybe family helped her, and so there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit about where you were financially before or after the
Yes,
passing of your husband?
absolutely. We looked on the outside like we had it all together. He owned his own business. I was a corporate leader. I ended up leaving my job when I licensed. I did license through John Maxwell to become a coach and a speaker. And so I left my corporate job, launched my business, started hosting women's retreats, coaching, and all of that. And he was going to support us for the first year. And it really was like 8 weeks after I left my job that he had his heart attack. So when he died, he was his business, and I didn't have really a thriving, functioning business yet. And so there was no income. But what ended up happening was I was really one of those that you could probably write a movie on. I quickly discovered I had been living a life that I really knew nothing about. There was so much debt. There were things that I didn't even know that we had. I was in financial ruin. I had cars repoed. I ended up selling my wedding ring for $500 to just keep my electricity on. And all in the process, I wrote a book, and am launching, like, still fighting for my dream. And I think the final knockdown was 9 months after. So we're talking, 9 months after burying him, I did discover a 5-year affair. And that, I thought, was my absolute breaking point. Money you can make, and business you can build, and jobs you can get, but my self-esteem was gone. It was crushed. That was the last piece of thread that I felt was holding me together. And I just kept asking God, like, why? Like, why show this to me now? And his answer was, stop asking questions you know you will never receive answers to. And it was, stop wasting time asking questions you know you will never receive answers to. And that literally changed my life. And now when I get to that place of wondering why, or the coulda, woulda, shouldas, like you said, I don't ask. I take that energy and I do something positive with it. So I forgave immediately because there was nobody to be angry at. I had to rebuild my confidence. Yes, I had to pick up my self-esteem and go again. But I forgave her immediately because to me, I needed to live. And to this day, I don't know if she knows I know that all of that was irrelevant. It was, I have to forgive because you know what? She's a human being and she's hurting too. You can't be with somebody, whether it's in the shadows or not, for 5 years and not feel lost. So my heart reached out and I just forgave. And I thought I can do something with this. Like, I've got to talk about this. So I do talk about the hard stuff, you know, cheating, betrayal, coming back, rebuilding, because to me, it's all a lesson. And it all serves a purpose. It's not my shame to carry, but somebody out there is not living their full potential because they have not come back from a betrayal that broke them. And if I can be a voice to say, hey, it happens, and there's things we can do to pick up and go again, then I'm gonna be that voice.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it was all just in a nutshell. I mean, and I think one of the most impactful things that you said, and for people to really, really listen to, is stop asking the questions that you will never get an answer for, because you are so right. That just stops us in our tracks. And then, you know, we quit living, or we quit striving to do better, or we feel like we are unworthy or not deserving because this and that happened to us, and nobody will want to listen to or hear what someone who was widowed, or who had a husband who had an affair. But that is all the enemy, and that is all a lie. And so tell me, we are actually here to discuss something that you have actually created, Elena, and it is called The Phenomenal Woman. And any of you that have been on Facebook and are friends with Julie or Elena or even myself, you have seen many women join this incredible group, but it's also an opportunity for women, correct?
Yes, it is.
Explain to us a little bit about Phenomenal Woman. And then, Julie, I would like to know, after Elena explains, what drove you to join forces with Elena. So, Elena, if you could tell us a little bit about what it is that you're doing.
Sure. You know, over the years, if anybody knows me, I have taught courses, I have taught workshops, I have done from confidence to entrepreneurial skills to connecting communication. Like, I basically taught along my journey of healing. Okay. So now when I got to a point and I was able to look back, and I thought, the question that I get from people so often is how, like, like you're speaking on stages, you're winning awards, you're writing books, you're like doing all of this, but your world literally crumbled. Like, how? And some of these things you take for granted because you're like, I don't know, I just did it. But in all honesty, I documented the whole process in my teaching. And it dawned on me that there are so many women that have so much inside, whether they're struggling to build their own business, or whether they're, you know, feeling stuck at a job and have this passion burning inside of them. Like, there's so much that we hold inside. And if we could just be given the tools and the skills and the guidance to take you from point A to point B and give you opportunity to shine, then I just kept saying, be the light. We got to shine bright. Let our glow illuminate. And then Phenomenal Woman just came to be. So what I've put together is it's a 12-week program, and we cover skills from connecting, like really learning different personalities, whether it be your children or your spouse or your coworkers or a potential client, like how to really build rapport and connect, and how to manage your time. As women, we take it all on and we have to do it all. But there are really secrets into prioritizing and getting a lot done. And I'm the queen at like getting stuff done. Any goal I set, I'm consider it done. So those strategies, I personally have a story to share, and I know others do as well. And as I'm growing, I remembered how hard it was to get the space, be seen, be heard, have somebody see me. And I thought, instead of continuing to strive to find these places, I'm going to create it. And so Phenomenal Woman actually honors you as a woman doing it. It's the it factor. So we take you through these 12 weeks. We find how to manage your time so it works for you, how to build in business, how to build in relationships, and just really let your shine come out. But as the reward, we actually have a live event at the end of every 12 weeks. And whether your goal is to speak or not, you have the opportunity to share your story from stage. But maybe your desire isn't speaking. You still have the opportunity to be in a room full of other women, entrepreneurs, coaches, trainers, building business, or really there to just learn and step into this space. And we're doing a Diamond Award where we have criteria, whether it be generosity, sharing your glow, how are you grinding, what's your grit, just this whole diamond in the rough. Gems are ucky. They're ugly in the beginning until they are cleaned up and chiseled and refined, and then does their true brilliance shine. And I believe that we're all diamonds in the rough. We just need that fine tuning and the skills. And so we're creating a platform that actually works alongside you to bring out the best in you so that you can create that life of fulfillment, but ultimately be seen on stage. Raise your level of social influence if you're in business, another level of credibility for your business. And then in 2023, we will be launching Phenomenal Woman magazine. So you'll be featured actually in a magazine. Your story will be in print. So much that we're just bringing to you in this program.
And it is incredible. I mean, I think that one of the things too that you are just so famous for saying and doing is to actually lock arms with other women. I mean, women are to lift up and encourage other women, which unfortunately a lot of times women have been in competition with women and, sizing up other women or how much better can I be than that person. We will discuss a little bit more when we come back. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to speak and chat with Julie for just a little bit. You guys come on back.
At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs, and if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logo designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040 Email info@romikadesigns.com or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
The voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
We are back. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 days a year on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is now available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more on jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-TEXHAIL. That's 844-839-4245. And Nona Reed will take good care of you. Thank you, Nona. We are back. And Elena, we were talking about the Phenomenal Woman 12-week program for coaches and trainers and speakers, and the chance to win a Diamond Award and be featured in a new Phenomenal Woman magazine. You know how exciting that is for any woman that is, again, sitting and struggling with the, where do I begin? I don't know how, what steps. I don't even know where to start. And that is what is amazing about this incredible opportunity. I want to get back with both you and Julie about some details on how women can become a part of this. But Julie, I wanted to chat with you and ask you, what is it about? Well, how did you get connected to Phenomenal Woman? What role do you play, and why? Why did you want to become a partner with Elena in Phenomenal Woman?
Yeah, thanks, Tish. That's a great question. You know, Elena and I met kind of organically through a motivational speaking event that we were both at. We really clicked very quickly after she shared her story with me, and then I shared my story with her. It felt like she was a sister of mine, is the best way I could describe it to you. When she contacted me recently about this event, and she's like, I think this is something that would really be very powerful. I said, Elena, you know what? What I experienced with you on stage and with me on stage was something that was completely transformational, in that she and I both know that when you give a woman an opportunity to speak their truth and to stand in their light, it's very powerful. Like Elena had said earlier about being seen, how important that is for all of us at many points in our life, but especially after you've experienced maybe divorce or a traumatic loss like what Elena has gone through, or maybe you're just at a point in your life where you're feeling stuck, right? She talked about this earlier about getting unstuck. This is a lot of the work, Tish, that I personally do in my practice. I have many, many, many people, as you can imagine, post-pandemic, that have come to me as their financial advisor and have said, you know what? I'm done with the corporate rat race. I'm unfulfilled. I'm not happy. I know that life is very short. I think it's time for me to pivot. And the process that my partner and I follow allows us to help people reallocate, shuffle their assets, and prepare for that pivot. Because in fact, that's what I have done. I work for very large Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies. I had very prestigious positions within them as an executive. And I was unfulfilled. I was unhappy. I was sick of getting on a plane every Monday and flying back every Thursday, and I only saw my son for 3 or 4 days. I knew I had some unique gifts and some incredible talents that I wanted to tap into. I was at a serious crossroads in my life, and I said, do I go to law school, or do I, tap into more of this financial consulting that I've got a background in? And I decided, I didn't have anybody that was kind of standing at the ready to pay all my overhead, all my bills. I didn't have anybody, ready to do that for me. So I said, you know what? The quickest path to, income that can support you and your family is going to be the pivot towards more financial. So my partner and I started that about 4 years ago. And the work that we do very much overlaps and overlays with what Elena is trying to accomplish. So Elena asked me to be a part of her executive team, and I was absolutely thrilled to be a part of this. I love helping people kind of live their dream, if you will, whatever that dream is. I just oftentimes, it's a gift that I have to see these puzzle pieces, to kind of shake up the puzzle, throw it on the floor. How do we put it back together now? What are the steps that we need to take to get you into a position where you could profit from your unique gift? How do we get there? So I think Elena saw that this is a very big piece for anybody, the financial piece, how important it can be. And she wanted somebody on the team that could help other women really maximize that.
Yes.
My goodness. Well, you talk about puzzle pieces. You two, you guys are a puzzle that has been solved. I mean, the fact that the two of you guys came together and were impacted by each other's stories, and not only impacted but also empowered one another, and now have locked arms. All of this terminology comes from you,
Yep.
Elena.
Yes.
And it is just so amazing. I mean, it's outstanding to hear, because you're exactly
Thank you.
right, Julie, that during the pandemic, people have, I mean, all across the country have decided that I want to back up and say this. There were unfortunately tragedy that
Yes.
had happened within the pandemic, and maybe even afterwards, losing lives in the way that lives were lost, losing businesses, losing income, maybe even losing your home, and other major assets, right?
Mhm.
One of the good things, I'm going to say, that has come out of that is, or out of the pandemic, is that people have finally had the opportunity. We're almost forced, maybe a blessing in disguise. We're almost forced to make a decision. You know what? I have just been put out of my job, and then they think, now what? And now they have taken those steps towards their goals. Maybe some of those people that are listening have decided to leave the corporate world and leave their corporate jobs, and they do have a goal, or they have a business idea in plan, but they're still not certain what to do. And so, women, if you are listening, you have two of the most amazing women on the air as we speak, and you can also get in touch with them through Facebook, and of course we'll get their links and where else that you can connect with them on this page. But you have them here, and so if you have questions about yourself, your business, yourself personally, please leave your questions in the comments, and I'm happy to read them. Before we move into how people can get connected to Phenomenal Women, I have a couple of listeners that have left some comments. One is my husband, Mike Ross.
Oh, he's going to make me cry probably by
Yeah.
reading that.
He
Yeah.
says, Elena Rodriguez, I love how you have grown into the remarkable woman you are. I've actually watched you overcome and grow from the ground up. I remember when you were beginning this journey, not connected to you personally, but through your precious sister, Gina Rodriguez Lopez. And then from the tragic loss of your husband, it knocked you down, but not out. And then I watched your amazing skill and talent working with my wife, Tish, which is true. Now look at this. Together on a radio show, amazing and phenomenal. You are my friend. Much love and respect.
Thank you, Mike. That's absolutely amazing. That's beautiful. And I want to share, like, for women, you're usually afraid, like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm good enough to reach out. What if my idea is like silly? And you have all of these doubts that creep in before you even take that step forward. And I'm sharing that the whole financial side, the loss, the debt, when my husband died, I felt so intimidated in that space. The more I realized I didn't know, the stupider I felt, put it that way. I stopped asking questions because I kept digging a hole further and further and further. I realized how much I didn't know. And so the whole thing about locking arms is Julie, as her and I talked and got to know each other, she's the piece that helps make this happen. Like, I've got my strengths. You come to me with an idea, I'm going to get creative and help you achieve it that's unique to you. Like, I've got all of this stuff on this side, but the other stuff, it's like we have to pass that baton. And there's things I talk about that she's like, Elena, I've never even looked at it from that way. So we are learning so much from each other. But what women need to realize is we can't do it all. And we're not good at all things. So when you can step and just say, I have this idea, that's all it takes, a little whisper of an idea. And then my mind is going ping, 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 and then Julie's here to say, okay, we can make this happen. People can get started with much less than they think they can get started. And
100%.
It's really, 100%. And so we are a perfect duo because I'm the dreamer and I'm the idea and the creative and we're going to do this, but then she's like, but then we got to do this. And it's like perfect. So women are in good hands with us.
And I was going to say that you even have a team of coaches and trainers who
Yes.
are just like that. You have someone come to through Phenomenal Woman, they will be connected with a woman or a coach, leader, speaker that can help them to develop and be able to lead and answer those questions. I mean,
Yes, we've got a team of
100%.
experts. We
Yes.
have guest expert coaches coming on doing specialty trainings each week. So you're well-rounded, definitely well-rounded as women. I know, and building my own self back up. I don't want to listen to my own voice the whole dang time either, but we all have unique gifts. And we just need to honor each other for those. And so to me, it's been a privilege of mine to reach out to peers that are coaches in the space and say, hey, I'm doing this program. Can you come on as an expert and teach the group what you know? And so much information is being poured into this program.
And so what types of women do you have in terms of what have been some of the women that are coming to you for? I mean, just to kind of give people an idea. I mean, are they coming strictly for business? Are they coming for personal? What types of women do you have coming to your Phenomenal
There's
Woman?
a bit of a combination right now. There's several in business, in starting. They're new to business. They have the idea. Some have maybe a year or so under their belt, but definitely aren't having the progress that they thought they would have by now. So we're going to, do a little diagnostic look at it all and see how we can improve that. However, there are others that simply through different experiences I've helped coach them through are ready to share their story and don't have a business. That's not even on their radar. However, they're going through the program because it's such, it fulfills you in so many areas. Again, it's that diamond in the rough, right? There's so many areas that we can all improve on, and we should all really just absorb growth and support. But she's already looking at the event in Dallas, Texas as her first opportunity to speak on stage. And I'm honored that she's going through this journey with us. So that's like an example. She doesn't have a business, but I keep telling her, girl, you never know what's going to, come from this, but we're getting her prepped to actually get her on stage and share her story. So there's definitely a variety. And there's even some that are still, I like to think of it like the turtle, because I talk about like the turtle where you're just kind of peeking your head out a little bit and maybe just catching the things on the sidelines, because everything is at your convenience. Of course, I want you, interacting with me regularly, but I also know our schedules are busy. So everything is there and available for you when it's convenient for you. So for some, it does. It takes a while to kind of get the vibe and feel comfortable, and that's totally fine. But yeah, there are some powerhouses in there that are like, okay, here's where my business, I need to get on stage. I need to get to that next level. And then there's others that are just opening their ideas to what may come. And I love that space because I'm the like queen of ideas. You give me a little whisper of an idea and I'm like, ping, 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 ping.
Wow, what a beautiful thing that there are women that are, taking that, and I can speak from experience, taking that very first step to honor yourself, love yourself. And you have women coaches, trainers that are honoring and empowering and loving you along the way. There is genuine help, there's genuine support, it's genuine guidance. And it is not just it's not just fluff and it's not fluff, actually. It is, you are going through training, and I'm going to speak from my experience. So I went through as a person under Elena. She was my coach. I was just on kind of scrolling through Facebook, and whether you're a believer or not, I mean, I know that God had me scroll and stop. Listen, I don't really ever stop on things or people that I don't know. I typically like to kind of find out what's going on in people's lives and that kind of thing. Hence the whole reason why I'm here now on the show, but hosted my own radio show. But the Lord had me stop on a post that Elena had, and it was a post very similar to what Phenomenal Woman kind of takes you through. It was one that, are you stuck? Do you, for me, it was personally, and then it turned into professionally, which I can understand that there are those people that are coming on personally and they want to get on stage and speak about that. But then mine even went further, and it furthered my career, my journey, and opened doors because of the training. Because the training, I used the tools. It was at my convenience. And my convenience was sometimes it was fast, sometimes it was slow, sometimes I disappeared because I was like, I don't know. But the great thing that I gained was the confidence to just do it. Say it, do it. And Elena, oh my goodness, your tools, your message, your trainers, the at your convenience. It was just, for me, it was perfect. It was perfect because once I turtled out of my shell, boom, the doors started opening, people started calling, and I had opportunities. I'm a huge skeptic. If you're listening, I'm a huge skeptic, but I'm telling you that doors opened as soon as I completed my sessions with Elena. It was incredible. I mean, it was, for me, I thought, oh my gosh, this is a miracle from God. And I mean, I came out of my shell. I went on the air and did my testimony. A radio show host saw my testimony and saw me speaking. I spoke scared, but I did it. And that was from the encouragement and the push from Elena. And it was a gentle, very professional push that I needed. And a radio show host heard me They invited me to come onto Joco Community Radio. During the commercial break, the radio show producer says, "Hey, Tish, what do you think about bringing your podcast?" Because I had a podcast to the radio. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. This is what Elena has empowered me and given me the tools to do. She locked arms with me, provided the tools. I felt uplifted, encouraged, empowered, and she stood beside me all the way through. And as soon as the commercial break as soon as Tiffany, radio show producer, asked me, "What do you think, Tish?" And I was like overwhelmed. I was flabbergasted. I thought, "Oh my gosh, is this really happening?" And I thought, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's do it. So what does someone have to do to get connected to Phenomenal Woman?
They need to, I think I put my, in the comments here below, send me a DM. You know, the easiest thing to do, the diamond emoji, that's like our thing. So even if you don't even want to type hi or hello, if you're messaging me, just send me a diamond. I'll know what that means. Or if you're in this comment thread, I think I put, you know, I'd love to connect with you. Click on my name and just message me, and I'll take it from there. It's like, it's all good. I'm the most easy breezy, approachable person. I just believe in dreams, and I'm just doing what God called me to do. I'm just the vessel. I'm enjoying it. Right, Julie?
I believe it, and I believe in Elena, right? And I believe in dreams as well. And I know that if we can provide a platform and access, give women the access that they may not have had if Elena wasn't brave enough to step into her own divine light. She has been brave enough. She's been called to do that, and she's honoring that call. And I'm right here with her, and I'm proud to be here with her because I know how powerful this can be for other people. We've been blessed. The two of us have been blessed to be able to tap into our divine gifts. It's truly our honor and our pleasure to help other people tap into that inside of themselves.
Absolutely. And one of the things I'm going to add is I am so excited about this because I've built everything from my home office during COVID by myself after losing my husband. Like, and that's what I told Julie. I don't want to do this by myself anymore. I don't want to do this alone. And I'm having more fun in this work because it's the power of locking arms, where I'm just like, Julie, and she's like, Elena, you know, and it's just a good time, but it is so powerful, so impactful. And what we are bringing, women's lives are changing, period.
Yes.
That's it.
Absolutely. And one of the comments that Mike said that he is beyond proud of me. It was there all along. So ladies, you've got it. You have got it. It is there. I promise I am a testament to what this phenomenal woman can do for you. You just need that extra encouragement, whether it's professionally, personally. These women, Julie and Elena, and there's just a whole, like Elena said, there's a powerhouse of women within this group that are there to help you take the first step, and then the next step, and then the next step, and the next step, and then boom, there you are, and things happen, and doors open, and opportunities come that you would never even have imagined would happen.
Right. And one of the things that they can do also is, I think I put the link. We do have a group, and it's not like open to public. I do have to let you in, but you can join our group. It's Phenomenal Woman Diamond Club. You can join that group, and we socialize, and I do trainings, and we have some things there. If you're more interested in the program, then that is what I would need to know, so I can go over the details and that includes the live event and everything like that. But we do have a group where women can just come in, even if they want to just feel out the environment. You're more than welcome.
I love that. I love that. So if they want to, if they actually want to go through the program, they need to kind of specify that, and you can get them
Yes.
those details.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation to just figure out where they are and how we can best serve them. So
We truly believe that personal connection is everything, Tish. So Elena personally reaches out to anyone that, touches on this page. It's all about relationship. We are not transactional people. We are relationship oriented people. So we want to build relation and build community with each other. And we know we are stronger together, and that the impact can be even larger.
Absolutely. Absolutely, ladies. Well, we have about 3 minutes left. Anything that is maybe that I've not asked or something that you want to say about the Phenomenal Woman program, anything that you have that maybe I missed?
on my end, I really just want to say that for the woman sitting out there thinking all that good stuff is for them, or that it's this is for that other person. If there's that whisper of a tug, it's for you.
Mhm.
Period. I do believe in those little whispers, and I do believe they come from my God, my grand overall designer. We talk about that, and uh, you are worthy.
Mhm.
You are worthy, and there's space for you in the group. So I know people doubt that
Mhm.
they're really the one to be able to come on in, and absolutely, absolutely.
I love that. How about you, Julie?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of people, Tish, over the years have told me that things I can't do, you're not going to be able to do that. You can't do that. You can't start your own business at 42 years old as a single mom.
Mm.
Guess what? Did it. Currently, flourishing, growing, expanding all every day, all day. And, I'm able to show my son a great example of anything is possible if you decide you want to do it and you go for it. So I would just encourage anyone that has a little bit of a glimmer on their heart, like Elena said, they got inspired by tonight or they want to learn more, just reach out to us. That's what we're here for. We're a resource for you.
Absolutely, and I will say again that I too, as I was thumbing through Facebook a couple of years ago, that I thought, I don't know, but that I don't know, that was the glimmer. That was the
Right.
glimmer. That was the you might wanna go ahead and check into it, and I did, and I thank God for that, I do, I thank God for making me pause. So if you're listening to this and you are thinking, just like Elena said, if you're thinking, that might be for someone else," no, that's your glimmer. That is your glimmer. You can do it. Connect with Elena Rodriguez. You can leave comments in the comments section here or find her on Facebook, and you can send her a direct message or a diamond. Ladies, thank you both so much for coming on. Elena Rodriguez, have a good night. Julie
Thank
Haers,
you,
have a good
Tish.
evening. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
you.
you, Tish.
We'll see you guys next week.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.